and welcome back to another episode here on The Richter Show. Now we are going to be reviewing another car rental place. This is actually going to be the Ace Rent-A-Car here in Los Angeles, California. It's actually the one that's really close to the airport, so I'm going to show you a little bit of how to get to it, because sometimes it could be confusing, and unfortunately sometimes there's really not somebody that you can go around and ask. So let's go and let me try to explain this as best as possible, and I'll also show you on the map where it's located, so that way you don't have any problems and now you don't get confused trying to get to it.
Alright, so welcome to LAX. I just got my luggages and I'm gonna show you exactly how to get to the Ace Rent-A-Car, which is off the airport. So might be a little confusing at first, and this will be a bit of an update because I have done a video like this before. But over here you can see the pink one that says LAX Shuttles Economy Parking Metro. That's exactly where we're gonna head. So in this case we're gonna head to the right and we're gonna look for the pink. I'm gonna cut it off a little bit right now because I have to walk a little bit until I get to the pink one. So here I am getting close to the LAX Shuttles, the pink one. Now I do have to mention that I am technically in Terminal 1. So this is the place you're gonna have to look for, and then you're gonna have to wait for a blue shuttle, and that's what is going to take you to the off parking. But then after that we're going to have to take another shuttle to go to the Ace Rent-A-Car. So here it is. This is the bus that you have to get on. We will board now the blue shuttle that will take us to our next destination.
I do have to mention that these shuttles were extremely cramped. There was so much people inside of them. I don't know if it's because I was here towards the afternoon, but there was barely any space to fit in these shuttles.
Economy parking. This is where it drops you off. Economy parking shuttle.
Ace, right there. That third man.
Oh, I see it. Awesome. All right, thank you.
All right.
Now I'm looking for Ace Rent-A-Car, which is right here. Free motion, priceless. I'm going to Ace, yeah. Put it on the back?
Yeah, I got it, Logan. Don't worry.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I got it.
I think this one's a little messed up.
Alright.
There you go. Thank you.
I know it's a little bit of an inconvenience probably that you have to get a second shuttle, but once you get on the Ace Rent-A-Car shuttle, it only takes about 10 minutes. Now make sure you don't get confused and get a different type of shuttle that takes you to a totally different area where are different car rentals. So make sure you do exactly what I did in this video so you don't end up at the wrong place.
Ace Rent-A-Car. Thank you.
Now there's one thing that I personally like to do, and you don't necessarily have to do it, but if you want to save yourself sometimes a little bit of money, I use something that's called like the wild card or the wild option, which basically means that I'm not choosing the car. I get what I get whenever I get over there, so it's based on what they want to give me. In this case, I actually got a minivan. For me, it works out. I don't really mind, especially if you're traveling alone. Maybe any vehicle won't mind, or if you're traveling with a partner, any wild card in terms of a vehicle, it doesn't really matter. But if you're looking for something specific, if you're going to go to the mountains, if you need a lot of space, or you're traveling with a lot of people, then you have to make sure you pick the right option. So I did have a little different experience on this Ace Rent-A-Car because I have done reviews on this one before, and it's interesting to see how things have changed or if anything has changed. So with that said, they did do a bit of a change from my last video reviewing this place, which is that when I went to go check in, the process was actually done through a screen. There was an agent on the other side of the screen and did everything on the computer. Basically, I just had to introduce my ID, so that way they check it on his end. And I didn't film this part of the process because it was kind of quick by the moment that I got in there, but it was fairly quick. As always, I recommend that if you have car insurance, make sure that your car insurance extends to car rentals, because car rentals will always try to sell you extra insurance that most likely you do not need. And some credit cards themselves also bring insurance for rentals, and also make sure of that. Me, for safety, as an example, you can use your car insurance, which extends, plus I use a credit card that also has insurance, so that way I'm like double protected, let's put it that way. And that way I don't have to buy anything else from the car rental, because I want to try to keep my costs and your costs as low as possible. I actually got a minivan and this occasion, so one thing that you always want to do before you leave the lot is that you want to take either pictures or videos or both around the entire vehicle. So that's what I did. I took a video of all the outside, and if you see any scratches, if you see any marks, any dents, make sure you film it very well and you film it on location, and you can see that it's on location before you start. And also the inside, because maybe there'll be some tears inside of the vehicle, maybe there's some like dirt or some stains. Make sure you get all that on video. Now, the return process as well is very straightforward. Basically, when you get back from your trip and you want to return the vehicle, you drive straight to the car rental place and you drive inward to where there's like a carport, let's put it that way. Once you get inside, go ahead and an attendant will come out and he would basically instruct you to leave the car on. Make sure that the keys are left inside the vehicle, and then that way you start getting all your stuff out, get your luggages. Make sure that, I forgot to mention, when you return a vehicle and when you rent out a vehicle, they usually come with a full tank of gas. Make sure you fill it up, because if you leave it up to them, they're gonna charge you a higher price and they're gonna charge you like a service fee. So it only takes a few minutes just to fill up right before you return it. And there's gas stations really close by, so you don't have to go far out of your way trying to search for one. Now, the same process I do, and I recommend you to do as well, that after you return the vehicle, right there on the spot, make sure you film everything outside, everything inside, because you want to avoid any issues of the company saying that you made some additional scratches, that you made some additional dents, that there's some hits, that there's something missing, there's some extra stains. So this is for your protection, because I've been through that in the past before. I used to film and take pictures of the vehicle. Unfortunately, there are some people that are very dishonest and they try to take advantage of you. But moving on, after you return the vehicle, basically you can either get a receipt, or you basically just get told that everything's good to go. And there will be, in my case, if you're going to go to the airport, there is an actual shuttle that will take you back to the airport, and that way you can catch your flight. So that's complimentary. You don't have to pay extra for that service. Now, if I have to give a rating on the Richter scale on this place, I would give it a 4 out of 5. It's correct, a 4 out of 5. The reason I'm not giving it a full 5 is because the vehicle that I got was very stained. It had a lot of scratches on it, and that always makes me a little bit nervous of, did I get all the scratches on video before renting it out? Did I get all the stains on video before renting it out? And that's something that they've been kind of lacking on. Maybe it's time to change that vehicle, or maybe get some of those things better fixed. I wouldn't say dirty inside, but it could have used a deep cleaning. Another thing that I don't like is that depending on where you rent, in this case, I couldn't leave the state of California. I think I could go to Nevada if I said I was going to go to Nevada, but sometimes you do have to make sure that the place that you rent from, if you're planning to go to another state, you're allowed to do it. If not, you can get in very big trouble and pay some extra fines for it. But with that said, would I rent from this place again? The answer is yes, I would. Just be careful with those salespeople, because they will try to sell you things that you really don't need. And make sure that even after everything is done, you check your bank statement and you compare everything with the receipt that you got. Make sure you keep that receipt, because that's a bit of like your evidence. And with that said, if you like videos like these, don't forget to like and subscribe here only on The Richter Show. See you on the next car rental review.
Shout out to the host, the Richter. This the Richter Show, the Richter.